creating an inconsistent system of linear equations. For this topic, it asks you to find the value of a variable such that the system does not have a solution. Okay? So basically what you're going to be looking for is you're looking for the value of a that would make these two equations have the same slope. Because remember, lines that have the same slope are parallel and they never intersect, so they would not have a solution. So basically, in this case, it's asking you to find out the value of a. Okay, that would not give you a solution. So what I would do is go ahead and solve this, each of the equations for y, so that you can find the slopes. Okay, so I would subtract ax from both sides, and so this gives you 12y equals, and usually you put the x term first, so I'll put negative ax minus 9, and then divide everything here by 12. And so this is going to give you y equals negative a over 12 times x minus 9 over 12. And I'm not even going to bother simplifying the 9 over 12 and all that, because what you're really interested in here is the slope. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing over here for the second equation. You're going to solve this for y, so we're going to subtract 15x from both sides. So rewrite this as 18y equals a negative 15x minus 11. Right, we just put that term first. And then divide everything by 18, and you're going to distribute that, so it gives you negative 15 over 18 x minus 11 over 18. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take the slopes from both of these, and remember that's a negative a, not a 9, and you're going to set these equal to each other, because we want these slopes to be the same. So what's the value of a that would make these the same? Okay, we probably could have simplified 15 over 18, but we can do that now. So basically you're going to get you're going to multiply both sides by 12. And you could multiply it by negative 12 so that you can get rid of the negative and the 12 at the same time. Okay, so this will give you a equals, okay, and so we can simplify this. See, 12 and 18, we can divide those both by 2. And that's going to give us a 6. And this gives us a 9. And I can divide the 15 and the 3 or the 6 and the 9, it doesn't matter, by 3. And so you basically have a negative 5 times a negative 6. Oops, let's do 3 one more time, right? And that is going to give you a negative 5 times a negative 2, which is a positive 10. So you can rewrite this equation and replace the a with a 10. So 10x plus 12y equals a negative 9, and 15x plus 18y equals a negative 11. Okay, so then the next thing you want to see is that as long as one equation is not a multiple of the other equation, then you know that these are two separate equations that are parallel and not the same equation. If they're the same equation, they have infinite number of solutions. But I can tell here that, you know, the ratio of 10 to 15 is different from the ratio of 12 to 18 or negative 9 over negative 11. So as long as those ratios are not the same, these are not the same lines. Okay, so let me give you one more example. So here's two equations. We want to know what value you should use for D so that these lines do not have a solution, which means that they're again parallel and their slopes are the same. Okay, so I'm going to start with the second equation this time. I'm going to solve this equation for y. So I'm going to add 9x to both sides. Okay, and so that is going to give you 15y equals 9x minus 4. You're going to divide everything by 15. So let's see, you'll have 9/15 x minus 4/15. And you could simplify 9/15 into, and divide those both by 3, gives you 3/5. Okay. Now do the same thing, solve the second equation here. For y. So we're going to subtract dx from both sides. And that's going to leave you with 10y equals a negative dx minus 10. And divide everything by 10, and so that's going to leave you with a negative d over 10. X minus 10 over 10 is, again, that's just a negative 1. But we don't need to worry about simplifying that, because what you're interested in is you want the slope part here and this slope part here, and we want to know when these are equal. Okay, so we kind of separate those into parts. So when does negative d over 10 equal 3/5? Okay, so you could probably figure this out by multiplying, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, go through the process here. We're going to multiply both of these by a negative 10. That'll get rid of the 10 and the negative over here and leave you with just d. Okay, so negative times negative is positive, so that leaves you with a d. And let's see, 5 and negative 10, that'll become 1, and we can say a negative 2. 3 times negative 2 is a negative 6. Okay, so this would be a negative 6x plus 10y equals a negative 10, and if you're comparing that to negative 9x plus 15y equals a negative 4, so it does not look like this equation here is not a multiple of the other equation, so these are two separate lines that will have the same slope. And so they will be inconsistent. They will not have a solution.